Try this again. People in the church want me to teach them magic tricks too, so I give them my YouTube channel. I got a new YouTube channel for my tablet. My other tablet, it's about to die out, so I can't upload on it. But I can comment, even though it freezes up. But I'm still using it at Bill Green 4003. But my main PC computer I can upload on my YouTube channel at Bill Green at 4003 on my PC laptop. So I can still use my YouTube at Bill Green 4003. Now my old one at Bill Green 3138, I lost the password, but the videos are still there. Luckily, it's floating in there, and anybody can make freely copies all they want. And you can make freely copies of my at Bill Green 403 at 4003, and at my Mass Green Magician. Mass Green, the first two letters are capitalized, and it's all smudged together. And then Magician is Magician. It's all together. Mass Green Magician, but the M is lowercase. And my nephew William's 2 YouTube channels. He's got other YouTube channels I don't know the name of them, but the other one, he lost the password to. We were helping him with it, but he lost the password to it. And even Tommy said, "Bill, we lost the password to it." It's at Soildier, SOILDIER, numbers 2010. That's 2010. I think that my nephew William misses his grandpa Page, which would be my dad, Marcel Franklin Page Jr., my uncle, but he adopted me, and my aunt Charlotte Darlene Page, her name used to be Green too. Anyway, she got married, it changed to Page, a Page in a book too, Page. Anyway, my nephew William Marcel Page, he's named after my grandpa Green, William Tedrow Green. Anyway, and Grandma Green her last name was Flowers, Flowers, spelt like flowers. Anyway, and Grandpa Page was, to me, was my dad, Marcel Franklin Page Jr.'s dad was a senior, Marcel Franklin Page Sr., and Grandma Page was June Page, and Aunt Jill is Aunt Jill, and there was another, I think Aunt Peggy, and then there's the Smith family. I can't, my mind's blank. Raymond Smith Sr., Raymond Smith Jr., my friend, and then my friend married a sister Stacy Elizabeth Page, and now hers is a Smith, and their son is Raymond Eugene Smith the third. and his girlfriend Amanda Ernest got promoted to heaven, and he's got 2 boys that he takes care of with the help of Raymond Smith Jr., my friend growing up as a kid around the block. His son Raymond Smith III, Raymond Eugene Smith III's sons are Raymond Eugene Smith IV, and then Alex Smith. I'll get it right. They said they named Alex after Family Ties, Michael J. Fox, Alex. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway. And my sister Cheryl Lynn Page married John Teal. And, let's see, and her son William Marcel Page was born. And Cheryl, before that, had Tony with my friend Keith Webster. So Tony Page is still there, but now she's with Philip Parker. My niece Tony is with Philip Parker. So her name is Tony Lynn Parker, or Tony Page on Facebook. But anyway, or Tony Lynn Parker. I don't know how it works. But anyway, Tony Page on Facebook though. And then she's married to Philip Parker, and they had a son together, PJ Parker. PJ Parker Jr. In other words, PJ. And Tony had a daughter with Joey Payne. Desiree Alana Payne. Here we go. And Philip ex-wife, I guess that's how you would say it, he had children with her, Mary, M-A-R-I, Mary Parker, and their son Joseph Parker. And they have an older son, I can't think of his name, and he came over on, I think Thanksgiving or Christmas or both, I don't know. I'll have to play back the video because I mentioned his name. I don't know, for the longest time I didn't know they had an older son, but magically he showed up. And I was like, wow, I didn't know they had an older son. Who knew? I said, Mary and Joseph? Wow, just like in the Bible. Baby Jesus. And they said, oh yeah. And see, Cheryl, youngest daughter, Bobby, B-O-B-B-I-E, Bobby Page, Bobby De La Cruz Page, she was born with Cheryl. Cheryl had Bobby with Joey Fosdick, Frank Fosdick's older brother. Anyway, God's in control of everything, including who he puts in the White House. Okay. Alright. I'm going to do this trick, or illusion rather. Everybody's been wanting me to show how this trick works. I think I've showed it before on YouTube, but maybe I didn't show it very well. I'm going to try to explain it better. But first I'm going to do the trick. This one kid, I did it Sunday night, and he was like, after Pastor Cole's message last night at goodnewsbaptist.org. He, I said, "You want to see it? You want to see this?" And I did the trick, the illusion trick. And he goes, "Wow, that is good." Anyway, all right, here, I'll do the illusion, and I'm going to teach it. See, I know there's people doing 3-card Monte, 2-card Monte. I used to do those kind of things, but I wanted my own version. I mean, Juan Tamaraz has a neat idea too, but my version, with Jesus' help, I was able to find a better way. I'll do the trick first. I mean, all the others are good, don't get me wrong. This is just my version. Notice this is slightly different. This is slightly different. This is slightly different. I'll explain. This is slightly different. This is slightly different. And this is slightly different. Even though they're all different, they're all the same. I don't know why they call it the all jack of club tricks, because really, it's the all joker trick. You trick, and Mark Taylor said, "Bill, I like that trick. You're getting real good." And I said, thanks, Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor is our church's cool joker, clown, and fun retired Coast Guard in the boiler room. And now he's a youth director from 1980s on up. Him and his wife Patty, and they have a daughter named Sherry Taylor, and a son named Paul Taylor, and the youngest son is Andrew Taylor. They're all grown up, and they have kids of their own. That's how far they go back, and how old I am too, because I came to Good News around 11 years old. Well, you'll hear my testimony. I'm going to be putting it on my YouTube channel, and plus Good News. Go to Good News Baptist Church live stream and watch all the live stream videos. You'll see everybody's testimony, including mine. I gave my testimony at least 2 times, but this time I did a little bit more detail, I think. Yeah, I did, because I talked about something about Cheryl and Stacy and all that. Well, you know. All right. Okay. I've been wanting to do a 3-card Monte, but I wanted to do it a different way, and Jesus helped me realize to use the plus station count. You can use it in coin routines, you can do it in card routines. Magicians use it in many different ways. Illusionists, close-up, lady magicians, boys and girls doing the plus station count on YouTube, lady illusionists, men illusionists. You get the idea. It's so popular, a plus station count, that you use it in a lot of illusions. You go like this, you show it, and it looks like you show all the back, but in reality you only showed 1 card all the time. And how you do that, it's in the wrist. See, I could make it look like it's all blue, or I could make it look like back like it is, or I could make it look like it's all the back of the Criss Angel cards. But I'm just using one card all the time. 1 card. So all you got to do is get 3 different colored backs of cards and 3 different values of cards always make a joker for the finale. That's just the way I do it. I mean, you can do it any which way. And make the middle card like a number card, and make this like a face card. It doesn't matter what kind of face card. It's just the way I want to do it. You can do it any way you want to do it. But you have it set up like this. 3 different cards set up like that in values. Have it set up exactly how I'm showing you. And I close it up. In other words, the joker's on the top, a number card, a face card. And then you square it up and you flip it over so that the faces are towards you. And now you tilt it. And you're only going to show this card all the time. But it looks like you show all the backs. You just don't stress that. You don't say, look, I'm going to show all the backs. Nah. I mean, you can do that if you want, but I've learned, but if you just, like you're just casually showing it, nobody won't suspect anything. They'll take as is. All you're doing is showing the back and take, wow, I'm so used to doing the trick. All you're doing is showing the back, and then I know what I'm doing, but I can't get it to do it right. I know what I'm doing. You show the back. Okay. You show the back and you just take the top. But don't show the bottom of it. Show the back, same back again. Take the next card. Show the back. Lay it on top. To them you showed all the backs. Then you square it all up. No, you don't square it. That's right. I forgot. You showed all the backs. And then, after you show all the backs, you say, notice this card is different, this card is different, and this card is different. They'll agree that each is different. I said, let me show you what I mean. That's different, that's different, and that's different. And that's like, wow, how did he do that? And then you square it up and say, I don't know why it's a Jack of Club or whatever card you remember that's in your the way you set it up. I don't know why they call it the Jack of Club. I mean, they're all different, and then you show that the Jack of Club, where you show whatever you see, you show all, even they're all different, they're all the same. That's what I say. I say even they're all different, they're all the same, and they see us at the all Jack of Club. Then I square it up again, and I say I don't know why it's called the Jack of Club trick, because really, and you do that snap for a fact. I don't know what they call it, the old Jack of Club trick, because really it's the old Joker trick, and then you just take the top and do the same thing. Joker trick. And all you're doing is all you do is take the top all the time, and you're just showing the bottom card. Since the bottom card would be the Joker. See, you show the Joker, and you take the top. It's the old Joker trick, and that's where it's the old Joker. You show that Joker, you show that Joker, and you show that Joker, but really you're just showing one card all the time. If you do that, if you just get that rhythm, like how the water moves in a wave, it's in the wrist. It's in the wrist. If you get practice in that little rhythm, it looks normal and natural. Bob Scofield says to practice in such a way that it looks like just like if you normally would do that with a deck of cards. And I remembered what he said. And Fred Stahl too. They gave me some pointers. And Mr. Larry too. They give me some good pointers. The rhythm. It's all in the rhythm. And when I get done doing the trick, I give a little rub, and then I show that they're all back to normal again. and they're like, wow. And you should see the kids, even the teenagers at the Army versus Navy teen activity. They go like this because they're thinking that rubbing it will make it change. I said, well, you probably could do that. They got stuff like your body heat and stuff like they got in toys now, and even cars and stuff. Not just Barbie and Kens anymore. Um, but that's not it. And someone was thinking, oh, I know, a flap. Well, they do make those too. They do got flaps. Although they don't know about the elastic flap. They're thinking like a flap. Like the old-timey way where you pull it down and all that. And unless they were mentioning thinking elastic, who knows? Kids these days watch YouTube videos a lot. So they become knowledgeable. God says when He gets coming closer to come back to earth to take us into heaven, us Christians into heaven, and the dead in Christ rise first, and us still alive will follow up. That knowledge is going to increase. Children are going to get smarter than earlier than ever before. All things automatic. And mankind can't hide anywhere. Well, you get the idea. So what you do, you get 3 different colors. I call it color Monte, but that kind of gives the trick away that you know what's expecting. So I don't even say that. I just do the trick, and then the trick itself shows itself, explainable itself. It's like, look, this glass is empty. Why do you got to say that? Even though they can see it's empty, even though there's a mirror and they're dividing in there, a blue or a clear. My Aunt Jerry had a glass. I was like, perfect for a mirror glass. And Travis, when he was younger, Travis Summers, he's like, wow, how can you do that? I said, easy, when you put a mirror in there. See, I look at everything as an illusion. Like that table, I could put a mirror in it, Travis. And Nicole, I taught his sister, I taught her some magic tricks too. And they were all fighting over the handcuffs. I thought that was so funny. They were all wanting to learn how to do the handcuff trick. And somehow I left it over at his house, and then when he came over at Grandma Green's house, he said, Bill, here's the handcuffs. And he secretly handed me the pick, that special nail that I got to be able to pick the locks. It was a handcuff that my church friend Vic Bailey gave me. They didn't have keys to it, but he said, here, practice picking it. But years later, I learned about shimmying, thanks to Herb Newman. He gave me a Xerox copy of all of his escape books and sent it in the mail and talked about shimmying. And then I looked at my Houdini books that I rented out, and some I used to have. I don't know what I did with them. I might have gave them away to missionaries. I don't know. I'm very... I give things out freely, like Jesus gave His life freely on the cross. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sins. Anyway, Jesus shed His blood to die for all mankind's sin. You just got to accept His free gift of salvation. It's so simple. It's not rocket science. Anyway. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. That's my favorite Bible verse. And William White's favorite Bible verse is also John 3:16. And Ned Davis quotes John 3:16 a lot. Pastor Coles and Pastor Asher and Pastor Nathaniel Bound and Pastor James Earls, and I'm sure Pastor Dallas Ainley, he's in heaven now. He got promoted. As Pastor Mike Asher says, when a born-again Christian goes to heaven, he just got promoted. Anyway. Anyway, you set it up like this. I like using the Joker. And I know Mark Tedder would like it because he's the Joker clown and fun, so I know he'd like that. Let's see. put, I always put the number card value in the middle, doesn't matter which one. And then I put the finale card right here, because that's where it's going. Even though it starts here, it's going to end up here. And this goes here. If you just put it like this, put what you want to be the finale here, put what you want to be in the middle, and put what you want to be before the finale here. And all you do is square it up, and you just do like this. You don't say anything, you just, you'll see that it's all normal. You don't stress it, but they'll know. And I'll say, notice this is slightly different, this is slightly different, this is slightly different. And they'll agree, and then you say, let me show you what I mean. This is slightly different, this is slightly different, this is slightly different. And they're like, whoa. Like, they were all the same, and now they're all different. How did that happen? And then I'll close it up, and I'll do it like this. Even say, even they're all different, they're all the same. And then I just take the top all the time. And then they'll see that it was all Jack of Clubs, of whatever value you have. And then you say, I don't know why they call it the all Jack of Club tricks, or whatever card you have, you say. And then it's really the all Joker trick. And then I rub, just for effect, and show that they've all changed back to normal. It's a really cool trick. You guys can have fun with it. That's my version of Color Monte. But I don't call it Color Monte because it kind of gives it away what to expect. I mean, that's how I feel. Maybe others don't feel that way. It doesn't matter if you want to call it what you want to call it. But anyway, I like sharing knowledge. It's just like this. I saw this pocket cube and I immediately knew how to solve it. She just helped me realize it's just solving the corners of a Rubik's Cube, getting the top and getting the bottom corners. So if you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube and get the tops done, and then know how to get the bottom corners done, that's how you do the pocket cube. But you might find a different way altogether. But all I'm doing is, once I get the top for the pocket Uno Rubik's Cube, see it says Uno Rubik's Cube, I don't know if you can see it. Now we just need the Uno Rubik's missing link. I'm curious to see if I still know how to solve that. And if they bring back the orb, that'd be nice too. I don't think that's by Uno, but I'm sure Uno could make one like it. Although, my sister Stacy gave me one, it's a Mickey Mouse one, it looks just like the orb. And I did the trick like you do an orb, and I was able to solve it. So, I know how to do the orb still then. But I remember the orb, it was kind of like gray, and it looked like a Christmas ornament. And it had 10, or was it 20? 10 or 20 yellow, and 10 or 20 red, and 10 or 20 green. And then there was 8 blue, and I forgot the bottom color. It was 8 blue, maybe it was 8 black, I don't know, I need to watch on YouTube. Someone had the one I had, I was like, that's the exact same color. Anyway, and you just twist it and move the colors around, and then it's just undoing the beads and swirling them around and getting them back in order. Okay, I'll just try to get the orange up here, alright? Okay, get that up there. And see, that's yellow, so I need to find an orange yellow. orange yellow is over here, so that needs to go over here. It's on the top, so all I gotta do is bring that yellow up to that. See? Now I got the orange and the yellow. Now, since I'm looking for the orange blue, now I'm looking for another orange blue. No, that ain't it. Orange blue, orange blue. Well, I know it's here somewhere. It's right in my, oh, there it is. It's on the bottom. There it is, right there. So it's over here, so I bring it away and bring it up. Now I got that. Blue, orange, blue, orange. The orange, white. Orange, white. It looks like it's partly done. I might not even have to solve that much of it this time. Alright. I think that's the first time I ever came across that. I mean, I've done that with the Rubik's Cube, and it's like, wait a minute, the bottom got done. I didn't have to do the bottom. It looks like I'm about the same way with this pocket cube. Alright. Now I'm just looking, let's see. These are done, so it tells me that these two got to switch, so. Once, twice. Okay, now I'm looking for patterns. See, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. So, let me think, what would be the bottom? Let's see. Well, we know that's yellow there and white there, blue there. Yeah, so it's got to be red. So I'm looking for the red, just like if I was doing the corners for a Rubik's Cube. So the pattern here is where I go twice, twice, back up, twice, once, come back once. Yeah, there we go. So if you do like you're doing just the corners of a Rubik's Cube for the top of the Rubik's Cube, and do the patterns you do on the bottom corners of a Rubik's Cube, that's how you solve a pocket cube. Just thought you'd let you know. That's how I figured it out, how to solve a pocket cube. You might have a different way of solving it. Everybody has their own styles and preferences, but that's the way Jesus helped me to figure it out. There was one puzzle that I saw in the store, and you could move the balls around. And I did, like, I don't know, it was all mixed up, and I just got the rhythm of it, and I actually put it back together, and I just put it back on the shelf. I was like, too bad I didn't have money for it. I would have bought it, even though I could solve it. People are like, Bill, if you know how to solve it, why buy it? It's the fun of it. I mean, people know how to drive a car, so if you know how to drive a car, you don't want to get a car or a truck. Okay, I know how to levitate people, so you're saying I should not get a levitation table? I know how to walk through Houdini style, 2 versions of walking through a brick wall, or David Copperfield's version. Or you say I can't do that? Or Doug Henning's version that I read in a Genie magazine, although that was an idea, what he said in the Genie magazine. I still don't know if he used that method. He probably used my idea with a mirror, and used Houdini crawling underneath. He had some. He had an idea for an elephant vanish that had to do with an under a stage idea with mirrors. And I'm thinking I could see he's using mirrors for the brick wall, so he probably just used the brick wall and forget about the mirror underneath the stage for the elephant vanish, and used now I remember the guy's name, Walter Jean's mirror tunnel. I couldn't remember the guy's name. My mind was blank. P.T. Selbit I remembered, the improvement of the silver hat illusion, but I couldn't even remember the word silver hat. I could remember hat. I don't know. My mind's got it in a file, and I had to do it a certain way. Well, I got it on a camera now, so now I know. Walter Jeans created the mirror tunnel that Howard Thurston calls the $1 Million Mystery. Doug Henning calls Things and Bumps in the Night. and he makes little animals and a big camel appear for the finale. And Copperfield used it to make an elephant appear, a motorcycle with Andy Dickinson in it, and a whole bunch of people, and a muscle man that takes a can and smashes his head on it, and makes an elephant appear for the finale and feeds him. It's a baby elephant, and feeds him. And then for the finale, he gets on a motorcycle with Andy Dickinson and drives off through the mirror tunnel. With video, it's called video, but they use an added video to life idea. Video comes to life. And he used it for CBS Camera Vanish. He got the idea from Mark Wilson. Is it Mark Wilson? No. He got the idea from Paul Daniels' video camera Vanish with the cameraman. Paul Daniels' version, the cameraman still stays, but the camera disappears. But Copperfield's version, even Paul Daniels has said that his version is different than Copperfield. Copperfield came to him and said, "Can he use the camera vanish?" And he said, "Yeah, you can." But Paul Daniels said to my nephew William on, it was either Soldier 2010 or William Marshall Page, commented because I taught my nephew William a lot of magic tricks, so he posted, and I'm sure I posted under him to help his channel out. But anyway, I let Paul Daniels know that I help my nephew William out to hint that I'm more than likely I might have commented that. But anyway, so Paul Daniels knew to come on my channel. But he knew that I'm helping my nephew William out. Anyway, at Soldier 2010 at William Marshall Page. That other one, I don't even want to say the name of that title there. There's no videos there to begin with, at least last time I remember. Anyway, although William's married now to a girlfriend named Janelle, they're cool, so I'm sure he thinks nothing about her now, and he probably doesn't even mess with YouTube anymore. But if he does, it's probably in stealth. It's like Bob Schofield. He's got a YouTube channel, and he watches it in stealth. Music and magic tricks and all that, and motocross biker. Once in a while he might post on the biking thing. Bikers, because he used to race he used to race pro, I think, sponsored by Honda as a teen boy. Motocross biking. So, and he still gets the magazines on that, and he still gets magazines on books and tricks and illusions and close-up magic, just like he orders for me too on my on my birthday and for Christmas, Jesus' birthday combo. I think it's cool that he does that. Bob Schofield's cool in my book. Fred Stahl and Wayne Berry and Mr. and Mrs. Lowry, Mark and Patty Taylor, all them. They help me out a lot. And friends around my neighborhood, and my family tree, my niece and nephews, my parents, mom and dad, my mom and dad. Well, you know what I mean. Okay. Even my relatives in Ohio, they sewed me a magic cape. I think I mentioned it before, but if I didn't, I'll mention it. They sewed with cloth, white inside, black on the outside, and they took a Rice Krispie cereal box and they made it into a top hat, stapled it. They did like a MacGyver A-Team, but back then there was no MacGyver A-Team, but now I can say that because that's basically what they did. They did a MacGyver A-Team idea. They stapled it and then used Grandpa Green's black spray paint, you know, the kind you shake up and it's got a ball sound in it, and spray it all black. Let it dry. And for Halloween I was dress up as a magician. And, at the Jones home, we had a choice to pick things. We went out to eat somewhere at a restaurant with some people, and then we were supposed to pick pick 2 or 3 things or something. I picked Jones home in Lakes, Ohio. Mr. and Mrs. Meadows. Anyway, I'm trying to think what I picked. I picked Talking G.I. Joe, a magic set. I forgot what else. But anyway, Grandma Green wanted us to go over her house for Christmas. So over the loudspeaker, Mrs. Wyatt that takes care of us, and another lady, I can't think of her name, but they both are Christians, and they always made sure we knew about Jesus, because it was either in a Bible lesson for Mrs. Wyatt, she'd read a Bible lesson and give it and test us. A boy named Richard knew all the answers. I wasn't saved at that time, so I didn't know the Bible that much. But I was around family that always prayed to Jesus. I watched my Grandpa Green pray to Jesus, and there was a picture where they got an old guy praying. I think he was praying over his tomato soup and praying to Jesus. And Grandma Green would always let Bob Green open up in prayer and the family reunion at this Rising Park thing. And then once we all got saved, and my dad was saved and baptized and all that, Grandma Green knew about it, said, "Hey, Marcel," my dad might open up. Won't you open up in prayer for the picnic? And my dad was able to mention that testimony. When Mac Palmer was pastor, he stood up and said he got to open up in prayer for the family reunion at the park. I think he said Rising Park, but I know it was Rising Park. Anyway, I remember I had asked my dad, what's that place where it's by this carnival and racetrack and all that stuff for horses and stuff, and 4-H club and all that? Oh, you mean Mount Pleasant? Yeah, Mount Pleasant, yeah. Couldn't think of that name. Anyway, I mean, you can look in the back, Grandma Green's backyard, and you can see the mountain. Although it's kind of hard to see it now that it's leveled down some, because over things settles down. It's like at Belinda and Dale's house. They used to live in a normal neighborhood, but God provided they were able to build a house out in a field somewhere, and it was real nice, and it still is. But you'd have to take like a 4-wheel drive to go up the top and level up to start to see the house, because it goes real up high. And Misty and Rodney would take their 10-speed to be able to make that left turn and right turn, and I was on Rodney's skateboard and sitting on it, and Cheryl went down on the 10-speed and landed into the ditch on the right. Although if you look on Street View, that ditch is not there no more, and there's a house there. Times change. Anyway, and the place that you couldn't see until you get level up top. Over several years, the ground has leveled that it doesn't look all that big anymore. So everything is leveled off. And either that or they had someone dig it up to level it off. I don't know. Only Dale and Belinda knows why it's now level now. Because it used to be like an incline, and there's their house. But now it's just like a normal driveway going up, boom, boom, there it is. Anyway, I still remember when you go down the stairs, there's a bathroom there, and there's an upstairs bathroom, and the garage door, and then there's steps that lead into the kitchen, into the living room. And I still remember it to a T, and I bet it's changed how it looks now. If not, I'd be amazed. And because as you go down the stairs, there's a pool table there, and Rodney has his Atari TV thing right in the middle of the wall panel, right there when he played Defenders and Space Invaders and all that. And one of the cue balls was like a limestone color. They had a regular cue ball, and it was just right there in the middle of the floor. And and then there was a TV set not too far from it. Close, it was right next to the steps where you go up the steps, and then not too far would be the bathroom, and then let's see, there's Misty, Rodney, and I can't remember their younger sister's name now. Why is it a blank? Anyway, that's her toy room. You open up the door, there's the toy room. Anyway, and then there's slided doors by the kitchen to go out on the deck. And Misty liked to make mud pies. Stuff like that. And Rodney and his dad, Dale, was working on an airplane, trying to get it started that had like a cord to it where you'd hold on to the string and has the motor would go around and all that stuff. I was rambling on for some reason. Anyway, there's an airport that's still there. It's a little airport. I remember watching airplanes fly by there. And we also went to an air show there through the children's home. Mr. and Mrs. Meadows would ride on a school bus and stuff with all the other kids. My brother Chucky, my brother Bobby and Chucky and me. Sure, my brother Jimmy and Cynthia were born later on, so I didn't get to know them as much. But later on I learned that Chucky is named Charles, and Bobby would be Robert, and Jimmy would be James. Cynthia was named after Grandma Green. Her name is Cynthia. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Hopefully they're on the World Wide Web somewhere on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, and come across my YouTube